watching water boil. It's really impressive.
Yeah, you got to feel something, but nothing
Just don't forget,
not on this page.
All right, so this is, of course, the main flow of Columbia here, the eastern branch, and the face itself, where we're sitting at it here, is about 2.75 miles away, so 2.25 miles from us, and stretches just about that much from left to right. It's about 2.5 miles all the way across, and that includes all the sort of dead ice that you see on the right-hand side that isn't really flowing anymore. It's still connected to the glacier, but not having any movement. And now, glacier extends some 25 miles from the upper elevations and flows down towards us at sea level here. And in the midst of its catastrophic retreat,
25 miles
first ever
it extends
retreat
in.
of this glacier is happening before our eyes. And it's a pretty unique thing. Scientists have never been able to observe this at the first ever retreat of the Tidewater Glacier, mostly because the science itself is pretty young, but also because all those glaciers did it many, many hundreds of years ago. So a good opportunity for the scientists to come out and see what that looks like. And not just glaciologists, but also botanists.
This is the
and other
Columbia
scientists
Glacier.
coming out here and seeing just how quickly an area would reclaim land that has recently been uncovered by ice. A pretty important study nowadays. And as you can see, this hillsides pretty quickly being reclaimed, especially our alder forests are very robust and tend to spread very quickly, but not really getting the muskeg yet and things like that. The need to be carpeting over the landscape for forests to grow back. But as far as how long this retreat will last, the scientists tell us it could be anywhere from 4 to 5 more miles of a retreat, but we'll just have to wait and see. In the last couple of years, it's retreated a mile in its own right, so we'll just have to continue observing and see if it will get out of the water. And that's the important thing it needs to do to stop retreating. Once the glacier is out of the water, then it can rebuild its mass and start to rebuild a new terminal moraine. But what it needs to do that is a lot of debris. So it's got to have things to push into that terminal moraine, things like trees and topsoil that really aren't there just yet. So it might take many hundreds of years for it to accumulate that kind of moraine. And so we'll just have to see. Of course, we probably won't be around to see that come to fruition, but once it gets up on land, it'll stabilize. And that is what we'll see. Now, the main branch of it does go sharply to the left. You can see it sloping up behind that ridgeline, and that is the main flow. And then many other flows still feeding it. The one that you see in the middle, kind of going all the mountains, is a smaller portion. You can see the defined lines between those flows as medial moraines, those black stripes running down the glacier. Those are designations between the two glaciers where they would join together and kind of push the moraine on the sides of them into the middle, forming that stripe. And you can see all the lateral moraines on the left-hand side of the glacier pretty well, where it would have deposited that on the sides.